Hey, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchakodash, the honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, who well. Peace, blessing to the sincere, hopefully like that's pushing his word throughout the four corners, doing this thing in truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. This is a lesson, really quick, going over Kyrie Irving, basketball player for the Brooklyn Nets, and the Israelite, I'll say Israelite hoopla, or the Israelite drama. Now, we know that they say he promoted a film on Amazon called Negroes the Hebrews. And according to Esau, it was anti-Semitic or anti-Shemitic, or how they call it. I haven't got a chance to watch it. I wanted to get Amazon Prime and check it out, but I know he just watching the apostles and elders that he goes off on in his documentary or his film that he produced, and he doesn't believe in the chariots of the Lord. He doesn't believe that there will be chariots or there ever was. So that guy doesn't have the complete 100% truth. So I believe Kyrie Irving was just in his woke phase, which he's been in for a while now. Kyrie Irving himself, he's an interesting guy. His belief system is, I would categorize him as a pansexual in so many ways, a pansexual, nihilist, pansexual, definitely a person who subscribes to a lot of different ideologies. And right now he's been under fire, got fined and all that, got suspended. So we know the gist. Also, I just wanted to touch as well on the group IUIC, which was out in the Barclay. I believe it was here we go. So here they were, which made me sick. Ultimately, disappointing. St. Louis Jewish Light. Let's see. Yeah. So this is a website news website from St. Louis. All right. So, anyways, they were out there to support him, which there was no need to. There was no need for support for Kyrie person. That brother went live. Support for him in any way. Kyrie Irving is a person who wants to play basketball, but also wants to be vocal about the plight of the so-called Negroes, predominantly, but the Hebrew Israelites too. And you can't do that in the world that he's in, which is the entertainment/sports world. You can't do that. I'm a believer in how LeBron James was told to shut up and dribble. I believe in that because Kyrie Irving is not a leader. He can't do anything really for our people. Now, if you would say, yeah, he woke us up to the truth. He woke certain people up to the truth and things of that nature. Well, a good bulk of them are going to be those who do know they're Israelites, but not are going to put any action towards it. So it was, I guess you could say certain things that's good that came out of it. But these guys, IUIC, man, we know they are a completely a group that's under the United States government's control, which is well-known knowledge. They have a 50c3 charter. They have a script that they have to go by and they can't deviate from. So they were out there in support of a man who doesn't really support the will of Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. Because I've seen his latest video where, let's go to his latest video. I couldn't really find it. Kyrie Irving Israelite respond. He made a response where he's wearing a unk. He's wearing a how the pro-blacks subscribe to the unk. It's in this.
Have a great start to your week. Make sure that you put God first, or whoever you call creator first. Make sure you stay prayed all the way up. Nothing but gratitude should be in our hearts for being able to inhale fresh air, to be able to exhale all the things that do not serve us, to continue to serve our fellow human beings, our brothers and sisters. We're all related. We are all relatives if you truly believe in the oneness of the universe and what God has created. You know, not a lot of people like to talk about God and get all spiritual, but I am that person. You know, I cannot go a day without being grateful for the life God has chosen me for, the role that I play out here in helping change things and continuing to be about the things that I say I'm about, lead with my actions. So that's all.
We got to answer for what this idiot say. Shalom, salam alaikum.
So Shaq's bald ass. Yeah, so he basically he's one of those human beings. We're all humans. You believe what you want to believe. Nihilist is pretty much believing you take truth from all different types of religions. So that's what the type of guy he is, and there shouldn't be any Israelite groups in support of him. Now, as a person, yeah, he's a quote unquote free thinker, if you will. He's kind of unique. He's a unique basketball player, but when it comes to changing things and things of that nature, that's not what he's about. And he never will be. So IUIC pretty much, they did that in supports of gaining more quote unquote followers or whatever they're called over there. And it's interesting because I've been watching some of what IUIC have done in the past as far as dealing wrong with brothers. Kanai and there's a channel called IUIC Fact Check or something, and it's like an hour-long documentary basically talking about how they got extorted, and there's a brother and his that was in IUIC and his wife, and how they got extorted and with a business that I believe the business was Hebrew ancient linen. So yeah, I go in. I basically take a little time to watch the history of IUIC, because I don't know a whole lot just with the apostles and elders and what I see and how they go off on the doctrine. But it's interesting because there's a lot of wicked things going on over there. So let's go ahead and I can see Kyrie Irving retiring soon. I could see him retiring soon and saying F it and doing some other endeavors. So this is 2 Timothy 2:20. It says, but in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. Okay, so there'll be vessels out there who are some to honor. All right, so those out there who are following the will of Yahweh Shem Yahshai and doing what the scriptures say in sincerity. And then those are the vessels of dishonor who take, quote unquote, the truth as a trend or a fad. I get that vibe from IUIC, especially when I was out there and I was speaking to him a couple weeks back. And basically, the shit that they pulled at the Berkeley, going out there and the military chants and all that, those aren't vessels of honor. That's not honorable. And it's not a threat to Esau. Like I hope they don't think that, because Esau's not threatened by them at all. Even though they're considered a pariah, but they're also considered a hate group to the FBI, But being that we know who their leaders are, they definitely have some leeway in this system. This is Galatians chapter 5 and 26. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Right? So that's the Israelite united in Christ MO, seems like, to have vainglory. You don't think that the cameras would have been... You didn't think that they knew that the cameras were... the news was going to be out there? Them marching in the streets and yelling at the top of their lungs? I think that was a waste of time. And for vainglory. Absolutely, 100%. And that's not what this thing is about. You're putting a mark on... especially because I always say there's individuals in there who are sincere. We know that already. But you get corrupted. The company you keep. All right, you'll be guilty by association. But the Lord's going to put... In the last days, when we get closer and closer, I believe there's going to be an exodus out of IUIC. A lot of people leaving. A lot of more people leaving. You know what I'm saying? So we're not to desire vainglory to make a name for ourselves. We're the best Hebrew Israelite group out there. You know what I'm saying? I know they have a shit ton of money. Rich, I know they do. All that, like I said, watching that video, that documentary, you can tell. And vainglory wanted to be seen. Want to be seen, want to be heard. That's why Great Millstone's one of the predominant, respected group. I guess he was, even though people don't really want to say it, we're really, Great Millstone is really respected. But it's because the integrity. The integrity. Do it by the book. That's what the apostles taught everyone in Great Millstone, and they show it by their actions. So I got a few more, because it's a damn shame that we even have to be talking about this. They're really supporting Satan in so many ways. Kyrie Irving, he's a Luciferian. So this is the book of Matthew chapter 7 and 15, and it reads, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." Right? So they come as we want to unite. That's one of their MOs too, uniting. We show Israel that we could unite. All right, and unite and do what? You just got a bunch of people, and what are you doing? Nothing constructive, nothing conducive moving forward. False prophets also with the doctrine. Okay, you won't see them out here when it start getting when it start getting cold. in the heart of winter. You won't. You'll see them on YouTube. You know, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You're leading a whole bunch of people astray. IUIC is. So this is I'm gonna stay in the book of Matthew. Again, and Kyrie does not care. You know, he absolutely doesn't. He wanted to play basketball like he said in that interview when they asked him. Okay. He didn't meet with IUIC and the Bishop Nathaniel. They didn't meet, according to my knowledge. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders. So a lot of people see these big numbers and these big groups and how they're all synchronized. All right, they got the chants down packed. They got the marches down packed. You know, that's the average Jake, the average so-called Israelite man will look at that and be marveled, not knowing what it's all about. But they preaching the Bible, they preaching the word. You know what I'm saying? It's not what it's not what it looks like. It's not really what it seems. So it says, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. All right. So, you know, brothers, I hope you didn't. Certain brothers out there, you know what's up. When you seen that, they didn't deceive me, and they did these things. I just looked at it and shook my head. You know, because they're not really true believers at the end of the day. Okay, because when the persecution really gets going, because we know they love being in America. When the persecution really comes down and there's really start moves to be made, and you guys start answering questions, it's gonna fall apart. But the elect's gonna stand firm on what they believe in. We ain't pulling no punches, taking back anything we said. You know they like to switch up. You hate white people, or we don't hate white people. You know, or copping out. You ain't copping no pleas over here. You know, through the Spirit, and we continue to stay firm in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. So, Lord willing, is edifying. I'm give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. The honors the apostles and elders at Great Millstone rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.